Welcome in. We're continuing breaking coverage out of Johnstown. XL says 5 workers were hurt after a gas line erupted into a tower of fire. Front Range Fire Rescue shared this photo of this incredible scene. You can see just how high and large this fire got. Thanks for being here at 4 o'clock. We're not there yet. I'm Alexandra Lewis.
And I'm Sam Shocker. And this afternoon, we are still learning more about what happened. In fact, 9 News Northern Colorado reporter Amanda Gilbert is live at the scene. Amanda, we know XL crews had been working on a gas line there for the last couple of days. What else did you learn?
Yeah, that's right. Front Range Fire Rescue says they were aware of XL crews kind of working in the area the last 2 days. Now this evening, things have returned to normal for the most part. All lanes of traffic are back open. First responders are no longer here. I'm mainly just seeing XL Energy trucks, but take a look at your screen. We're going to show you earlier this morning. First responders responded around 11:15. They say 5 people who were working on the gas line were injured. Firefighters say some cars and a small shed were damaged, but nearby homes and businesses are okay. The fire chief says they did do some door-to-door evacuations in the area for about an hour, but he says this is just something unusual.
Whenever they're working on lines, everybody has extreme safety precautions they have to follow. So yeah, I would say it's definitely not a common occurrence.
And although things are quieting down now, there was a fairly large fire response earlier today. I know multiple agencies were here, Greeley, Windsor, and Mountain View. The cause is still under investigation. Reporting live in Johnstown, Amanda Gilbert, 9 News.
Amanda, thank you. Yeah, you can only imagine just that visual of that almost like spiral funnel fire. I can imagine that neighbors and people there must have been quite frightened. So thank you, Amanda. Right now, we're working to learn more about this fire that Sky 9 spotted. This is in the Fort Lupton area. Once we learn more, we will bring you updates on air and online. And today, jurors heard emotional testimony from the brother of Angela Craig as prosecutors continue building their case against her husband, James Craig.
Mark Prey told jurors today his sister was anything but reckless or suicidal. In court, Prey described Angela as upbeat, dependable, and devoted to her 6 kids. He told jurors he rushed from Utah to Colorado when Angela got sick in March of 2023. The morning of March 15th, Prey said he gave her antibiotics as directed by James Craig. About 20 minutes later, she collapsed. At the hospital, Prey said Craig's emotions didn't really seem right, especially when doctors said Angela wouldn't recover. He told the court, quote, "There's only one person who would say Angela was suicidal, and that's the one who murdered her." The judge asked to strike that quote from the court record. One of Angela's sisters also took the stand today, and we'll have more on her testimony, what she had to say, coming up at 5. Let's give you a live look outside. We had one more day of relief from the 90s. Our weather impact team is tracking the potential for some rain in areas tonight. So let's check in with Chief Meteorologist Kathy Sabin. We're going to get close to 100, but not just yet.
Not just yet. We can enjoy a cool day today, but the heat comes back starting tomorrow. Heavy rain from slow-moving storms will be the biggest threat tonight, with localized flooding concerns, especially in some of the burn scar areas. Temperatures this hour, 82 in Denver and Greeley, 78 in Colorado Springs. And that plume of moisture moving northward along the Front Range. Steering winds aloft are pretty weak, so again, we do have a flash flood warning out in Larimer County, but a brand new severe thunderstorm warning out for Weld County. This little storm here is starting to grow vertically, and we're starting to see the potential for a little bit of hail around Gilcrest, LaSalle. This thunderstorm warning in effect until 4:15 as it's going to track to the north and northeast with heavy flooding rainfall, lightning, and again, damaging thunderstorm wind gusts to over 50 miles per hour. We're also tracking the potential for some flooding in Larimer County near the Cameron Peak burn scar, and a new flash flood warning out for Custer and Fremont and Saguache counties for heavy rain in that area. This whole I-25 corridor from Walsenburg down to the New Mexico line under a flood watch through 9 o'clock tonight. These thunderstorms are going to be slow moving, but will move out by about 8, 9 o'clock tonight. Then we'll get some clearing and we'll be off and running to a warmer and drier Friday. More sunshine on your Friday after a cool evening. Weather headlines will check the radar one more time and let you know who might be in the outlook area for localized flooding tonight.
Kathy, thank you. MyPillow owner Mike Lindell will no longer have to pay $5 million for one of the lawsuits that he lost. That's thanks to a new federal appeals court ruling. The court ruled an arbitration panel overstepped its authority when it awarded money to a software engineer. The engineer disputed data that Lindell said proved that China interfered in the 2020 election. Now, just to take note, this is a separate lawsuit from the one that he lost last month that also involved election rigging claims. And pro wrestling legend Hulk Hogan has died at the age of 71 at his home in Florida. Little details are known right now, but we do know that medics were responding to a cardiac arrest call.
All day long, we've seen memories of Hogan shared. NBC's Mark Barger takes a look back at his life and long career.
Long before he was the face of professional wrestling, Hulk Hogan was a professional guitar player and baseball pitching prospect. He made his wrestling debut in Florida in 1977. Just 2 years later, the wrestling world would be introduced to Hulk Hogan. The Hulk won his first world title in 1985, pinning the Iron Sheik at Madison Square Garden. Hogan skyrocketed to fame and Hulkamania was born, ushering in the 1980s wrestling boom. From movies, commercials,
would be uncivilized,
and TV shows. Hulkamania had become a worldwide phenomenon, with Hogan the industry's most popular character, becoming the first pro wrestler to appear on the cover of Sports Illustrated. In the mid-90s, Hogan would join a competing wrestling organization, Ted Turner's World Championship Wrestling, reinventing himself as a villain. Outside the ring, Hogan's fame included scandal, admitted steroid use, and an unauthorized sex tape that led to a legal battle and an award of millions. A WWE Hall of Famer, he returned to the ring in 2014, hosting WrestleMania 30 and celebrating his 61st birthday. Colorful and charismatic, Hulk Hogan will be remembered as a larger-than-life personality and a pop culture icon. Mark Barker, NBC News.
While the cause is not official, we know cardiac arrest is sudden and needs immediate action. In the next 5 minutes, our 9 News medical expert will join us to discuss the signs of cardiac arrest, what you need to know, and how to react. Today, we learn more about Food Network star Ann Burrell's death. The New York City medical examiner ruled her death a suicide. The examiner said acute intoxication from multiple substances was the cause. Burrell was found unresponsive in her home 5 weeks ago.
It might be hard to believe, but this is Von Miller's 15th season in the NFL, and the former Bronco star says he wants to keep going as long as he can. Miller spent most of that time here in Denver, winning a Defensive Player of the Year award in 2011 and Super Bowl MVP in 2015. Denver traded him to the LA Rams in 2021, where he won another Super Bowl before moving on to Buffalo for the last 3 years. Now he's a Washington Commander, and today the 36-year-old met the Washington media, telling them he's trying his best not to slow down.
I'm still doing the same thing that I've been doing, my whole entire career, and it's still there. Is it as fast as it used to be? Probably not, but it's still effective. And all the biohacking stuff and cold tub, and I pretty much do everything in the training room to try to stay healthy. So, I just try to stay on top of my game so I can play as long as possible.
It's incredible that 15 years in, he can still play at an elite level.
Yep.
Good for him. He was good to us for many, many years, so good for you, sir.
36 years old, too. That's inspiring, because everyone thinks with athletics, you have an expiration date.
Right.
Clearly not. Way to go, Von Miller. Thank you. All right.
Today, Denver Summit announced its first big partnership. Common Spirit is the official health partner of Denver's women's soccer team. They'll be providing medical resources for athletes. And to make their partnership official, you'll see these around Denver. They're public art sculptures in 11 different spots, and you'll be around for the next 2 weeks. Cute. An investigation into sterilization is delaying some surgeries in Aurora. Today at 4:30, we're hearing from one patient on the impact of putting off surgery.
And a new study says a certain Colorado tree could help wildfires from spreading. And we're working to learn more about this fire south of Fort Lupton. Sky 9 giving us a look right now in the air. Heavy black smoke and flames is coming from that fire. This is east of the Country Corner Beauty Shop in Weld County. We'll bring you updates throughout the hour as we learn more.